Okay, so we have got the DFAC Worlds to review now. Yeah, it was another awesome show put together by the BMBF and DFAC. Yeah, being held in Germany. Erding, trying to remember. Yeah, I think it was Erding. Yeah, that was the area just outside of Munich. First time being in there, which was really cool. And yeah, able to bring two guys from the team, Anthony and Darren. Anthony in the masters, Darren in the heavyweights again. And yeah, this was following on from two and a half weeks, I believe. It was about 2 and a bit weeks from the BMBF finals. Just trying to remember on top of my head. We're going to start with Darren. It was an interesting one because originally we had planned to end his season. However, Darren wanted to really finish on a high. And yeah, pretty much 10 days out, let me know that he really wanted to push for the finals that he qualified for by getting second in the BMBF finals. And he really wanted to finish it there on a world stage. And we were like, let's do this. And yeah, 10 days. Obviously, he wasn't panicking because he was still in good enough shape. The main thing was I was just worried that maybe his physique might not be able to give us his final run because it was really starting to get burnt out from full on back-to-back seasons and a very hectic season schedule. So yeah, thankfully, we were able to pull things together. The physique was to respond one more time and to actually bring what, without a doubt, was his absolute best to the stage, which was for the world stage, which was awesome. The whole season, the way we planned it out, was to have that great run in the finals. However, we just fell short the couple of weeks before in the previous show at the WMBF WMBF Supernaturals, simply because he had his body just decided it was a bit too much. And I knew this was something that could possibly happen. As he was doing back-to-back full-on seasons. So even though we had only started working together at the end of his previous season, just his last show of the previous season, and then going into this season, he had already been working since March 2023 for the 2023 season, and was then trying to push on to go through all the way to 2024. And we obviously, in discussing this, I already know that, beforehand, it was going to be tough to do this, but it was still kind of doable as he had a lot of years off prior to that year of going back to the stage. So we really wanted to make sure that he really solidified himself in regards to how great a physique he is and to showcase that. So yeah, we're starting with Darren, and we go straight away here. Yeah, straight away, you can see Fatih coming out. Great physique, Fatih. And yeah, but when the lights hit, I was like, goodness, Darren is on. Like, I knew he was on already from obviously the night before, the day before, because we flew out. We had an Airbnb together in the morning and everything. But then just when the lights hit, the awesome DFAC lights hit, it was like, goodness. From Julian being told off there. Again, from the back, he had even improved a bit more. We sharpened him up a bit more. And straight away, I knew that one thing that we could push Fatih on was on those quads. Ridiculous, the legs. The side leg, the hamstrings, ridiculous. And his upper was really holding strong as well, which is really cool. Will, again, as always, bringing that very nice, actual clean dice look that he does bring with good symmetry, was in there as well. And the other two guys, don't remember the names unfortunately, so I'm not going to try and butcher them or even try and recollect. But I remember the guy in glasses, he was being looked at a bit as well because he had quite a bit of muscle on him. But I knew he wasn't sharp enough in that sense. So upper body wise, he was pushing Darren, but it's just that the balance head to toe and the sharpness and the conditioning wasn't fully there for him. So yeah, I wasn't too like, okay, I worried that this might be a case of him pushing Darren out of that top two. So right now, after that 4 turns there, I was locked in on, yeah, it's Fatih and it's Darren. And I knew that it was literally just going to be Darren's great lower body, possibly being able to push Fatih's very, very solid upper body and good enough lower body to match as well to his upper body, and just the fullness that Fatih brings in his chest and everything, which is something that Darren is obviously something he's trying to work up more towards, and knows that it's going to be something that's going to take him to that next level of being possibly getting out of the amateur ranks into the pro ranks, which is very doable for the guy. But once again, on these quad turns, just looking at him, awesome look. Right now, yeah, I could see that Will's possibly in that third place shout as well now. Having Fatih and Darren moved out to the side there, definitely knew that they were more solid in that top two. But yeah, again, in that front relax, Fatih looking immense there. Obviously, most of the UK knows Fatih now after he earned his IFBB Pro card at the Two Bros Naturals final, which is being held in France. UK final being held in France, but anyway. But yeah, this was, I believe, this is now looking at possibly 6 weeks before that. This was still in mid-October, towards the end of October, and that show will happen more towards the end of November, I believe. Awesome front double from Darren, and again, it just shines even more now. Like, compared to that, to his previous finals, his last 2-3 showings, this was like literally lights out for him. On the side, again, a hanging hamstring, it all came together even more. Very strong shot again here, coming up for him for his side tricep. His posing really improved here with that as well. Yeah, it was, I mean, I would love to say it was really close, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was that close, but he definitely pushed Fatih very well here, with just having that more balance to his symmetry and just a bit more that conditioning that we know that he needed to bring on the day, which was I was happy to bring. Because I had to tweak things a bit, especially in loading him, as yeah, it was, again, I had to be cautious of how his body would be responding. So a lot of it was he was getting, like, literally I'll be sending stuff to him on after every meal kind of thing, like after a check-in, after another visual check-in, after another video, while I was in Germany with him, constantly checking and looking at him, just making sure the body was responding the way I wanted it to, and if there was anything else that needed to happen in regards to maybe giving him a bit more, that kind of stuff, it was needed. So very happy how we nailed this peak, very happy with it. Again, once again here, just looking how they're moving things around. Not too worried when they moved down to the other side of Fatih there. I knew it was more they were comparing Will and the other guy in glasses there. Again, yeah, he's posing condition not too well there. he's a bit gassed there. I don't know the guy's name, the guy in glasses, who there, but yeah, he's clearly can tell that he's not that experienced with his posing there. And again, which is why I always tell people, presentation so key. You'd be surprised how much it pushes you ahead in regards to possible placings there. Once again, Fatih and Darren, again, just focusing on these two because, yeah, they really were the main sort of like the main physical points here to look at in this heavyweight lineup. And I know the judges, again, looking at David, Vicky, were really just, again, honing in, making sure that we're sure about them too. And yeah, it wasn't, like I said, a walk in the park for Fatih, who, again, when overall, I believe, from what I could tell, he was definitely pushing, gosh, my mind's blank, Stefan, in regards to that pro card, the DFAC pro card. Him and Stefan were on a whole new level. And yeah, it was, yeah, it was a really good showing from the guys. I mean, all around, this DFAC Worlds was pretty awesome. I'm sure people who were there, or people saw the pictures and everything afterwards, Carl capturing so much of it as well. Darren having an absolute ball, that most muscular, again, solid for him, all his most muscular shots, hands on hip, the crab, you know, he just hits him so well, just clenched as well on the most muscular, because from the front, the quads, such a strong point for him, and then his upper body really, again, as it improves, it just, again, matched with the conditioning he had now. It was very impressive. There we go, the front double, the lat spread again. Fatih very full in that top shelf, something that, again, like I've said it before, like, I don't think outside of Theo, I haven't really seen anyone else in the natural bodybuilding realm that had that fullness in that top shelf region across the chest and delts. From the back, Darren, again, worked on his tweaking, his posing a bit better here, had the elbows a bit more forward, very, again, just accentuated, open up his back even more. The guy deadlifts like an animal, and you can see it in the back development there. Rear lat spread, again, was even better from his previous show. Still something he's going to be working on over in the off season. And yeah, just looking at this is getting me even more excited again for the future for this guy, because yeah, honestly, he dominating the heavyweights is something that this guy can do, and you know it's definitely within his realm, and we want to make sure it happens. The most musculars, here we go. There we go. Have some of that. Big Daza. There we go. Yeah, it was a great showing. And the main thing as well that I loved about it was the fact that Darren really enjoyed every moment in regards to from the start, from the whole getting leading up to show day. He was confident. He knew he was on, and that really helped him really enjoy the whole actual process, the whole day itself. And again, as always, yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to be there. And yeah, couldn't have been happier with how things were. Even with the glaze, all those kind of things, it was pretty much on point. And Big Daza, I am definitely looking forward to the next one, to the next season, because we know it's gonna be pretty epic. But yeah, that is the review there. We have got the Masters coming up next with Anthony, and yeah. So it's been a while. A lot has happened in the space of the last video till this one, but hope you guys enjoyed this review.